Hi gang, I'm making sort of a continuation of a couple videos. That car show video, I mentioned, I asked a couple people about a problem I had with the top of my my 79 MGB that probably the former owner had incorrectly cemented that, which has a, if you know MGB owners, you probably know this, whatever make of top you have. It has that flap that you have to like cement the two parts together around the hoop. That way when you put the top down, the top is going to go down, and then you pull back the window part and then put it over, and then when the top goes down. Well, on the day I went to this car show, when I put the top down, that glue joint came apart. It weakened, and it was probably because of the temperature. It was like in the mid 80s, and it was pretty sunny, so it probably heated up that cement joint, and I have no way of knowing what kind of cement the guy used, but anyway, it pretty much came off. So when I got home from the show, I had to kind of carefully put it back up and kind of maneuver that under that bow. Well, I thought, well, then I went on the internet, on different message boards like the MG Experience, things like that, and it seemed like for every 5 people that answered the question about this, you got like 5 different opinions and like 3 or 4 different types of recommendations on different kinds of glues or cements or whatever. One guy even thought did Velcro. I actually thought of that at first, but the cement that the adhesive backing of the Velcro probably would get kind of soft too in the heat. I didn't have much faith in that, because those vinyl flaps are kind of like that, kind of glossy, and then I thought, well, maybe I'll just rough that up and then any cement will take better. But then I thought, well, why don't I come up with something even better? So what I did, and like I said, when I had to take the top off of that bow, maybe I mentioned that the former owner, I think what he did, another mistake this guy did, was he put cement on that bow. You're only supposed to put cement on the 2 parts of the vinyl strip that are going to actually glue together, and then the part that surrounds the actual bow is not supposed to have anything on it. So I ended up having to clean all that off, and then I tried some cement that someone had recommended, and that's this stuff, this DAP, weld bound, whatever. And I applied it according to the directions. I used about half of this ball, and pressed it together after like about a half hour of it sort of drying on there. But then subsequently I kind of test that joint, and I could still kind of like peel it back. So I thought, well, why don't I come up with something even better, something that will kind of like enhance that glue joint, or at least take the stress away when you're putting the top down. So with that, I'll take you out to my car and I'll show you what I came up with. I went to a hardware store basically, and I bought a long piece of this like aluminum molding with pre-punched holes, probably used for like carpeting or something like that, trim. And well, tell you what, hopefully I've got your interest here, and I'll take you out to the car right now and I'll show you. Here it is in all its scratched and dented glory here. Okay, maybe, I hope the lighting is not too bad, but what I did, like I said, I took a couple of pieces of this molding, cut them in half, matched up the pre-punched holes, painted them with some Rust-Oleum paint. I didn't really prime it or whatever, so it's like this paint is not really a great stick. But then I kind of made, and I had like this hole punch that could punch holes or whatever, small enough holes, and I tried to line it up as best I could. And then I had stainless hardware, and then these screws, and then some nuts on the back that are not too long, because I don't want to punch holes or have holes stick through the other side of this. But and another thing, the aluminum, I kind of bent it to conform to the curvature of this too. But what you can see I hope you can see this. It's a much more substantial way of these flaps wrapping around this bow. That way, after several cycles of putting this up and down, this is going to stay together. This glue joint is not going to come apart there. And although you can see right up there, that part's kind of peeling back, but I mean, I think I've done it a couple times, and it's so much better. And it's something that I think the manufacturer probably should have thought of, because that glue, I think that glue joint is kind of like the Achilles heel of the whole top mechanism there. So at that, let's go back in and I'll show you my next little project. My next little fix or project is I have to tidy up all that wiring underneath the dash, and I think the former owner, he did some of the wiring for better or worse, and he used like so much extra. So what I did is I went to one of the parts places and I bought these kind of aftermarket panels, and they're actually much more robust than what would have been on the car originally. I guess the MGB had these kind of like a glorified cardboard pieces or whatever that would cover up. But these things, I mean, I bought these things and these things were not cheap, but the problem is I kind of test fitted them under the car or under the dash, and they're not like an exact fit. I think they're kind of like the design is a compromise for different versions or whatever of the car. Although this has this bulge, that bulge is like covers over the windshield wiper motor on the passenger side, and of course this bulge here is under the steering column. So that's going to take some time to figure out. I'm going to try to do it and apply it with like Velcro strips or whatever, or maybe 1 or 2 screws or whatever. So that's the next project on this ongoing living with this 79 MGB daily driver possible future restoration car of mine. So with that, I hope you enjoyed this video with all my explaining of stuff, and hope to see you again here real soon. Bye for now.